very positive thing for us. But initially, I would anticipate that most of the equipment would stay the same as it is now, and that they would begin to use that. And then at some point, they want to renovate the building, make it handicap accessible, eventually put in an elevator, and build a wing, an education wing out on this side. So that's their long-term plans. When they start that renovation, I'm sure they'll be gutting the building and then replacing the current equipment with new equipment. But that, again, that's one of those things we're going to have to negotiate as we walk through. Brother Eddie said, I think these pews are going to be for sale because one of the things they want to do is take the slope out of the sanctuary here and kind of even it out to make it accessible for handicap and elderly, so that it wouldn't be such a, kind of a roller skate type adventure when you come to the altar. So these pews would probably go eventually, and they will replace it with a different type of seating. Question, is there a possibility that we could move up the hill to the school for church services? Yes. As a matter of fact, during the renovation of the building, more than likely we would be in the school during that time. And long term, I would not, the negative there would be if we decided that we didn't like this arrangement and we wanted to have church at the school on our own. The negative thing would be two churches side by side meeting simultaneously. More than likely, we would probably pick out a worship time that would be different from theirs, so that we wouldn't have the traffic problem here. But yes, that is a possibility. I think we've answered most of the questions on that list. I have another list, the TV ministry, we talked about that. We mentioned on Wednesday night, combining youth. Said we desperately need to do something there. How about the college ministry too? And that would certainly be an option there, that we would combine the college and the youth ministries on Wednesday night.
I'm going to ask a question as a parent. Right now, our Sunday nights for our children are devoted to Cubbies, Patch Pirates. Made a huge difference. Mm-hmm. If we combine a 3-hour slot, not putting that as a definite, will those programs go away, or could we finally have the funds to maybe extend those programs so the kids can keep, because Awanas goes all the way through high school. Right. Sure. Some people may not know that, but we cut it off at 5. Right.
Well, we would have an education slot every Sunday where we could kind of alternate between your traditional Sunday school or the Awana ministry. A lot of churches do that during the Sunday school hour for children, and so there's a flexibility there where we could rotate and be able to incorporate them both. Yeah, most churches that do it on Wednesday night, I think, was kind of the history of an open door as well. Okay. Judy, right there. Judy.
I just want to ask about the offices. We talked about that earlier. Like, your office would stay the same, and KJ's, and the financial.
No, we didn't. We're not saying they're going to stay the same. They will stay in this
building.
Yeah, we'll stay in this building at some point. I'm not sure.
At some point.
I mean, at some place here where we would have to share. They would have their staff coming in, but I know you're part of our counseling ministry, and Carol's sitting there too. North River is very committed to the counseling ministry, not only as we have it now, but to expand the counseling ministry. Part of their renovation is to put new offices. Where our current offices are now on the bottom level, between that wall and the street would be a new office suite. Where our offices are now would be a children's area, the whole children's department. They want to expand the children's department and make that into the children's area there, but create new offices long term. Again, we're thinking down the road, but we've asked specifically and had discussions about the counseling ministry that it would stay a part of the building here. A lot of the counseling ministry has just had tremendous fruit here as people have come. I think the location as well as just the quality of the counselors. Carol?
Well, that brings up a question. Will our counseling ministry be with their counseling ministry? And if so, what does that mean, being that I do free counseling?
Mm-hmm. It would continue to be free counseling, but I would see the counseling ministry continuing to function the way it has under the ministry of Open Door Baptist Church. We will still be the church family. Your staff would still be from the membership of our church. If they wanted to expand, one thing Scott's talked about is having a counseling ministry for ministers who have lost their jobs, for children, and doing a different type of therapy, counseling with children. So I would see that as a different area from what you've been doing, but that you would continue to operate under the umbrella of Open Door Ministries.
Has there been any discussion about just combining the churches?
Has there been any discussion about merging? And there has, and they're really a different style of worship than what we are right now. I think certainly our church would be welcome to come on Sunday mornings and worship with them. Again, assuming that we work out the Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon thing, and I think that would be certainly something they would enjoy. I'll tell you something I thought about that I thought would be a blessing to this community. Let's just assume that everything works great and that we're meeting on Sunday afternoons, we're having our worship services, but once a quarter, we decided as a church that we wanted to go to 5 Points Baptist Church this Sunday morning. I'd call Brother Ben. I'd say, look, Open Door Baptist is coming to visit with you this Sunday morning. We've got roughly 800 people, or whatever we have, 200 people coming. If you want to do 2 services, if you want to do your regular service, if you've got room for us, I just want you to know we're coming. And we're going to visit with you, and we're going to encourage you. Our people, they're not going to bring their tithes, because they bring that to Open Door, but they're going to bring their offerings. And I'm being serious. We're going to bring our offerings, and we're going to bring, and we want to be a blessing to your congregation, and we want to worship with you this Sunday morning. And we could do that on a regular basis to area churches because we have the freedom on Sunday mornings that they don't have. And again, I feel like this concept is going to be something that will attract a lot of people. I really do. To be a blessing locally, to be a blessing nationally, to be a blessing internationally, it's a great opportunity. It's a unique opportunity. I think we'd have people calling, wanting to open the door, come to their church. Mark?
Yeah, if we're going to combine our youth group with theirs on Wednesdays, will the Hendersons and those of us that work with youth, will we continue to work with them under the authority of their youth pastor? Or where will our authority be? Or are we just going to agree to work together?
That would be a situation we would just have to sit down with their leadership and say, here we've got 2 great guys who love the Lord and who love these kids, and we want to be a blessing as y'all want to be a blessing to us. And I know it's hard to believe, but I believe with all my heart that Christians can work together. I really believe that 2 churches can work together and work, and there's going to be a myriad of details that have to be worked out. And there's going to be a lot of flexibility that we're going to have to demonstrate, and they will demonstrate. But again, if these elders disagree, tell me, but the meetings we've had so far have been a unified spirit and a willingness to work together. And I'm almost to an amazing degree.
I got one right there.
Okay. Let Amy go since you've already had it. Amy?
This church doesn't have adequate fellowship hall, and that we've always used the gym up there. Would they be scheduling to use the gym and our kitchen facilities up at the school, or what? The kitchen downstairs is small, and if their church is big, there's no
Certainly,
room.
we would offer that to them. That we would make that available to them to use. Again, in an act of brotherly love and extending that facility to them as they need it. And certainly, it gets back to a matter of scheduling and working together. Steve? One of the plans is to build, long-range plans is to build a fellowship hall, though, in the education extension that they plan to build.
Brother Keith, y'all talking all about North River, what their visions is. As Open Door, this church was found on vision and faith. Are we losing ours here at Open Door, our vision and our faith for what we got for it, or what?
Good question. That's a question only the church can answer. I know as your pastor, I came here